Not just your average tugboat, is he?
Hey, what's up my peoples? EmGo here, the freaking geek himself, and today we will be reviewing the ToysEasy ZHU RONG. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that right, I could be wrong, but here we are, and there he is, and first and foremost, as always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging. Right up front here, we have a lovely image of the bot. On this side we have things and stuff. On this side, stuff and things. Up here we have some things and stuff. A lot of stuff here that I cannot read. Up top, robot mode, combined mode, boat mode. On the back we have 075 and more things that I cannot read. QR codes, if you want to scan them, free scan on me, you're welcome. And that is basically it for the packaging. And also included is a collector's card with a nice image there of the bot, and on the back that's text specs that I cannot read, but if that interests you and you can read it, there you go. Hooray for cards. Then, moving right along, here we have ZHU RONG, and again, I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but first and foremost, I just want to say a big thank you to the good people at bombasbee.net for sending this my way to take a look at. Thank you so much. But yeah, this is a totally original line from this company. These are not based on any Transformers. This is their own designs, their own concept, but yeah, very well done, in my opinion. But let's get in close here so we can take a look, not at that crotch. Now, that's just wrong. All right, up here at the noggin, there's the noggin. And a very nicely done head sculpt. You got some nice metallic blue in there, which I really love. It just gives it a nice pop of color. Got nice silver and red. Some gunmetal grays in there. Oh no, a very good looking head sculpt there. You got a little 075 tamper graphs. You got some tamper graph details as well. And you can see that nice chest there, which will be the the bridge, the command center of the ship. But overall, nicely done. It all comes together quite well. Again, you got some little tamper graph details in there. Again, love these little pops of metallic blue. Just gives that nice pop of color, which I do quite like. Lots of molded detail on the inside of the leg, picked out in silver with that metallic blue as well. Really nicely done. Your little skinny toesies. You can see what's going on there. And move at the back. It is quite the clean transformation. Got little butt flaps going on there. Even they are detailed. Got a lot of detail going on here in the back as well. Got some bits of gold in there. Got these sections here again with those bits of metallic blue. All looks really good. A really cool design, in my opinion. Now, articulation-wise, let's talk about that. The head is on a ball joint, so you have all kinds of wiggly-waggly. Can look up a good bit, can pretty much do squirrel. Can look down a lot. Head can do a full 360. The arms can rotate, can do a full 360. Can move in and out. These sections here can move independently as well, so you can kind of get them out of the way. But you can get outward movements right here. You can kind of move these panels to adjust if you need to. As far as bicep rotation, it is there. It's right up there, high up. You do have 90 degrees of bends there at the elbow. As far as the hands go, okay, one panel that doesn't like to stay together is this. It's supposed to tab in there. It stays in, but it's not the most secure connection. It can kind of pop off a little easily. That's the only panel that really gives me any problems. But anyway, you do have wrist rotation. You do have posable fingers here. The thumb is on a ball joint at the base. Each finger is on a hinge at the base and a hinge there. So you have some pretty decently posable fingers. Moving on down the body, we got waist rotation. We also have an ab crunch going on in there as well. Kind of squeaky, but it's there. As far as the legs, they can move forward that far, back, get the butt flaps out of the way, back, you can get about that far outward. You can do the full splits. You do have thigh rotation. You have a ratcheted knee, with over 90 degrees of bend. You can also move this little section here to kind of fill in any gaps, which is nice. And as far as the feet go, they can move up, they can move down. You have rotation, and you have ankle tiltage. And if you need to, that heel can move down. It can even rotate on its own. It's more for transformation, but hey, if you need it to support any posing, it's there for you. Now, as far as accessories go, you do get the display base, which is cast in black with some red paint on it. You get a nice bit of molded detail in there. One thing that's cool is you can raise this up, and you have these little panels here that you can open up and flip around, and they just have little little display plates there. And those are stickers you have to apply. You have one on this side, and you have one on this side. So if you want to, you can have a proper display with, like, a nameplate and all that. Things you can do if you want to do it. You can use this base for the robot mode as well. You can turn this arm around, and this section you want to rotate down like so, and then this section will rotate up. And what's going to happen here is we're going to bring in our bot, and there is a little port right there in between his legs. You take this and shove it where the sun don't shine, and voila, you can have him displayed like that if you want to. Get him a nice, jumping attack pose, whatever you want to do there. And as far as weaponry goes, we get two swords here, which have some gorgeous looking blue, bright blue, transclearance blades. Those look gorgeous. Got some nice detailing in there. The handles do as well. A couple things you can do with this. Of course, you can take the two and just plug them together, make a big old double-sided sword. That's a thing you can do if you wish. Another configuration, which is in the instructions, you can take this off, plug this in here, pop off this blade, pop it in there, and he can hold it like that, Then you can do. If you want to do it, as always, it's your toy. Display it however you wish. You can go with this as well. But it's a typical tab in the slot of the palm. Method of weapon holding. Well, in this case, the tab is in the palm itself, and the slot is on the handle. But it takes a bit of doing to get it in his hand. But once you get in there, get his fingers wrapped around it, he holds it quite well. You also get this Gatling gun weapon right here with some nice detail. Barrels here done in a gunmetal gray. These little dishes and whatnot can rotate, move up and down, and this just plugs on over the fist like so. Let's get it lined up properly, and there you go. And he can pew pew stab stab, pew pew stab stab, and all of that good stuff. It doesn't stay on too well. It doesn't actually lock on or anything. Another problem I have is this panel right here is getting loose, but it is what it is. But still, weapons, things, stuff, hooray! And if you want, you can take this and plug it onto his shoulder. Have that going on. Again, things you can do if you want to do it. So there you have that. And now for comparison. Here he is with MP44, Optimus Prime. And here he is with one of the Boateng tank formers, in case you were wondering how that works out. If you want a measurement to the top of his head, he stands at about 11¼ inches tall. So there you go. So that is basically it for the robot mode. So let's get down to transformation, shall we? Let's. So the first thing we're going to do is take this whole chest assembly here, and this will shift out of the way. You want to bring this section down, and it just tabs in. So bring that down, just get that out of the way so we have full access to this cavity here. We're going to take this whole panel, bring this up. Now you want to take this head crest here, and it just angles back a little bit, and then these will just fold in, and just use all those joints at your disposal to get that head tucked in. Close that up, and then you can just close this up for now, and just bring that over just to get it out of your way. So now we'll start working on the arms. You want to bring this section up. This little panel here will unfold. I'm going to say panel a lot, by the way, during this transformation, but just bring that up, get that out of the way. You can just bring this over. That will unlock all this section here. You want to come around, and we need to undo all this. We need to pull all of this out and up like so, so we can extend this entire forearm down like that on this double hinge. We can take this and just bring it up, rotate it, just get it all lined up. You want to take the hand, you want to rotate it so the palm is facing up, and then you want to take this forearm assembly and just take it and swing it around. You have this little bit here that you're going to collide with. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You're just going to collide with it. A bit of a clearance issue there. But swing that around. Once you have done that, you want to take the hand and rotate it in like so. And once you've done that, all of this will just come up. Make sure those fingers clear, and all of this will lock into place. Right there and right there. This little section will swing around and lock that into place. And then you want to come up here. Little post-port connection for these two red sections here. So just line that up, plug that in. Just kind of line this up as best you can for now. And then you have that side all done, and the second verse is just like the first. So once you have both sides done, you're going to unpeg this entire shoulder assembly. Just bring all this up, and now you're going to rotate this entire shoulder section around like that. So those posts are facing up, and then you can straighten all this out like that. You're going to do the same thing here. Just rotate this entire assembly around. So now those ports are facing up, and just straighten all of that out. And now we can take the two halves and merge them together. Now this can be a little bit of a pain in the butt, but also raise these sections up a little bit. You kind of see what you're doing, but just kind of get everything put together. That actually worked perfectly the first time. Wow, that's I think the first time that's actually totally cooperated with me. But get everything clipped together as best you can. All of this will merge together. Again, you have a lot of things to kind of line up and get in place here. Close these panels up. Get everything together as best you can. Make sure this panel is sitting down first. Get this down. Get this down. This little crane. Just bring that up, and again, just get all of this together, and just get it together. You have a lot of interlocking things as well, so make sure all of that is sitting how it needs to sit, so it can interlock and do its interlocking thing of interlockedness. But there, we pretty much have that section done. So now we're going to start working on the midsection, and that will help us finish all of this right here, so we can bring these sections up. And these little red panels here, you want to flip these out as well. Just get that up, flip that out. You want to take these sections here, untab them, and open this panel up here. You don't want to seat those in place just yet, because we need to take this entire assembly here, pop all this up. Oh, we have this little red panel here. Just untab that, and that should allow you to swing all of this up, because we have this little panel right here we need to flip out. So flip that up, and then you can bring this back down, and then this will just tab in right there to hold that in place. And then we can take all this, bring these down, get them out of the way. Take all this and swing it up, and we have another post-port connection right up here. So again, more things we need to line up, but we can do it. We will endure. We will survive. So just get all this in place, pop it in, and it's popped. There we go. Get that seated right there. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And once you have both sides done, you can just kind of swing this down, get it out of the way, and we can close these up. You want to close this side first, and then close this side right over it, and it all should just lock into place like that. So now we can start working on the lower body. So you just want to basically just split his crotch in half. Undo that. You want to bring the legs up. Bring the legs up. Make sure all that stays straight. Bring the legs up. And then all this will just swing down. And we can start getting this all transformed up. So what's going to happen here is we're going to open up this panel. We have this section here. It's going to flip out and swing around to the inside. This little section with the blue just rotates in. That tucks away like that. You want to take these bits here and flip them forward on either side. Bring the heel down, rotate it 180, tuck it in. Then you want to bring the foot down. You want to just kind of angle it because it has to clear this top piece here. Just kind of angle it in. Once you get it past that section, then you can straighten it out. It will just tuck in, close that up, and we got that done. So now just move up here. I'm going to undo this section, bring it up, flip this in. We can just bring this back down for now. Another thing we need to do is open this up and grab this little piece, bring it around, and all of this will swing around. Close that up, and then we can bring all of this up and close that up like so. So once we have done that, we can pretty much move on to the other side and do the same thing. And there we have both sides done. Now on this side, there is a little clip you want to flip out. You can take this and bring it down, get it out of the way. Take this and just bring it up. And there's also this one little step I always forget to do. It's this tiny little bit here you have to flip out. Bring this up. There's this tiny little bit in here you have to flip out. I always forget to do this part, because that's going to lock in right there. So make sure that's out on either side. Again, that's easy. If you forget to do it, it's fine. Just flip it out. There you go. Problem solved. Like so. So now we can merge all of this together, get everything lined up, plug it all together, plug it all together, plug it all together. We have these two back sections here, which will interlock. Just make sure that one is going over the other. Do it in a much more elegant way than I'm doing it. There we go. That will all just clip right into the back. Right there on either side. One side likes to fight me. There we go. And then you have this little locking point here. Just bring that down. You have one up here. Bring that down. And you got these little panels here. They're just going to untab and swing down to fill in those gaps. Untab, swing down, and fill in those gaps right there, like so. And make sure that these little bits here lock in on either side as well. Make sure those are flipped out. We're getting there. We're getting there. This little bit here just going to rotate around to the other side. Now these big panels here, we can just flip in. Make sure that these panels are up because they have to tab in over those. So we get these in place. Drop that down, get this in place, and make sure that's up. Make sure all that's tabbed together. Drop that down, and we're getting there. So next up, we're going to get these sections into place. These are on the ball joints, so you basically just want to bring it out, bring it in, bring it down, so that way that post will now sit into this groove right here. And just swing it in and make sure that this section here sits where it needs to. Do the same thing on the other side. Just rotate that around again. Make sure that this little panel here sits where it needs to. Again, this part can be tricky because, again, we're dealing with a lot of panels that we have to kind of line up and interlock. There we go. It should all just pop together like that. Take these sections here, and these will also interlock, and then these will just close down over that like so. You can just kind of push these red panels in, and they'll just lock themselves into place, and we're at the home stretch. You want to take this little section here, rotate that down, and then this will just swing around just to fill that in. And last but not least, we just have to take these sections here and open them up. like that, and open it up, bring them together, and then all of this will just swing over to the side. This bit right here, you want to pull up, and that will just lock itself into place. Just get that all sitting nice and square, and I think we're done. Are we done? Yes, we're done. Woo, we're done. And there we go. There we have ZHU RONG in his alt. Well, you can't really spin it all that well, but there it is in its alt mode. And it is a good-looking aircraft carrier. Looks quite nice. I mean, it's quite the process to get there, but once you're there, it actually looks quite good. Let's get in close here so we can take a look at the details. You got number 31. Lots of tamper-graphed details throughout. Here on the side as well. Again, a lot going on here. Looks really good. Lots of detail right up here as well. You got some extra little armaments and whatnot throughout. On this side, you have little gun emplacements. And looks quite good. And moving down this section here. Again, you got these little elements here which can rotate. Oh, gun right here, which can rotate as well. And there is the back. You can't open up this section. Doesn't really show you anything, but hey, it can open. If you want it to open, things you can do. If you want to do it, I don't know, not too shabby. And yeah, there is the top. There is the bottom. I always have a problem with this section staying together. It just doesn't. I always end up with a little bit of a gap there, but it's fine. But all in all, it looks good. It slides like aircraft carriers slide. Hooray for sliding aircraft carriers. And for comparison, here it is with MP44 Optimus Prime, just to give you a sense of the size here. Now, if you want a measurement from bow to stern, this measures in at 15 inches long. So, there you go. And of course, we can use the display base for the alt mode. You can store the swords underneath, which is quite nice. A couple more things to note about the base. You do have these sections right here that can flip out like so, and I assume this is to connect all the bases together in this line. You have multiple points here you can plug these onto if you wish. And one thing I forgot to show off in the robot mode is that this does have a handle. You can open this up and he can hold this as a giant shield. It looks ridiculous, but hey, things you can do if you want to do it, but you can have him holding this as a big old shield. Hey, why not? Dare I say, why not? But you can take the ship here and just drop it down, and it does make for quite the nice little display. Now, the instructions don't say anything about whether or not this goes somewhere in this mode. I have no idea. I don't know. But hey, yeah, that's something you can figure out. I wasn't able to find any practical place for this, so I don't know. But we also get some extra accoutrement for this mode. We get some tiny little tanks here. They're little baby tanks, little green tanks. The turrets do rotate, which is nice. We get 2 of these, and we also get 2 of these, so we can transport our tanks. You can put those there, just have those hanging out. You can do that, do all kinds of that. We also get a bunch of helicopters. It's little gray helicopters with the cockpit painted in black. We get some gray ones. We get some blue ones. Just have all kinds of little helicopters here, and we can totally load this up because why not? We also get like some different styles of choppas. Get to the chopper! We get a lot of these. Here's all of them. There's another one. There's another one. That one's upside down. That's not how that's supposed to work. You know, but things we can do. Things you can do if you want to do it. Why not? Dare I say, why not? So that is basically it for the alt mode. It looks really good. Once you get it all together, it looks really good. Just dig it. Also, you get little spinning propellers. Propeller spin. These little fins around ball joints, you can move those around. Really cool, really cool. But let's get down to transformation again, shall we? I knew this wasn't going to spin. But anyway, let's get down to transformation again because this is part of a combiner. So we got a combine mode to go through. So the first thing to do, take this little crane here, just bring that off to the side. We're going to take this whole section here, just swing this around, split this, and fold these sides back up. Just tap them in. Got that squared away, tab that in, like this, push it back down, and just keep that out of our way for now. You're going to take this and swing this down to get it out of the way. This also, just swing this around to get that out of the way. And also you want to raise this up like that. So now we're going to pop up these panels here. Get all of this up, just kind of swing this out of the way because we need to open all of this up. Now, one thing about this figure is that it holds together very well. In some cases, a little too well, but hopefully it won't fight me too much. Let's see. Need to pop this open. There we go. Get that open and get that open. And next we're going to take these sections here and just pop this all open and bring it back. And this is just getting it out of our way for now. So undo all that and just bring that back and get that out of the way. So now you're going to take this entire assembly and you're going to rotate it 180. And once that is done, we now need to split all of this down the middle here. And again, let's see how well this cooperates. Let's see, there we go. And bring those sections out. So now what's going to happen here, well, first thing we need to do is we need to take these red sections and just bring them down and off to the sides on those double hinges. So shift and shift. So shift all of that down, shift all of that down, like so. So now what's going to happen is you want to fold up this section at this hinge right here. So it helps if you kind of bring it down on this section, on this hinge, so you can fold it up and then you can kind of straighten this back out. And that seems to be the easiest way to do it. So again, just kind of bend this in at this hinge and then that kind of gives you the clearance to fold this up and then you can straighten this back out. So once that is done, you can take the foot and just close all this back up, get it all back together. And once you get that all pegged back together, you can then take these panels and close them back up. And there is the bottom of your foot. So now you want to take these sections here, just bring them back down to their original position. They'll just fold in. And bring that down. And there's this little tab slot connection for them right in there. Bring this in, close that back up, and you got that section done. And I just want to take this little bit here, just bring that down and just unfold this, just bring that back out like so. So now we're going to come back here and we're going to undo this, and that will just come down and sit like that. We need to open this up, which you may need a tool for. There we go. Pop that out, and you basically, just use those hinges there, use those ball joints, just pop all this up, and straighten it out. And you just want all of that hanging like so. So next, we're going to pop these sections up, pop these sections up, and we're going to unfold these little bits here, unfold that, bring that up, and that will sit right there. Get this out of the way because we need to split this. Pop this open, and this will shift up as well. There's a little tab slot connection for this right there. Hold that in place, and pop this up. And again, just tab that into place, and that exposes what will be the knee joint for the combiner. And next we're going to take these sections here and just pop these out because we just need the clearance. So undo that and undo these This is kind of a case where we're doing a lot just to do a little, but it is what it is. Now open these up, and we're just taking these red sections here, and we are swinging these back out. Swing all this out, and swing all this out. Swing this down, and close that up. Once that's done, you can take these and just peg them back into place, and you can close these back up. You can take this bit here, just swing this back down, and the last thing to do is undo this whole back section here and collapse it down like so, and there you go. There you have ZHU RONG in its combined mode, and that is one heck of a leg. That is a big old leg right there. You can see. Looks pretty good. I mean, it's definitely more shin than thigh, unless there's going to be more thigh plugging up top there, probably. But yeah, not a bad looking foot. And if you want a sense of just how big this thing may end up being, you can see him next to MP44 Optimus Prime, and that'll give you an idea of the scale of this guy. Looks like it's going to be a big one. So there you go. So there you have ZHU RONG, and yeah, you know, it's definitely, like, as far as the robot mode goes, the robot mode looks really good. It's nice and solid. I have a couple panels that don't like to stay together or a little loose, but those are things that can be fixed. But overall, a really cool design. Transformation is fine. It's not a nightmare transformation. It's not one of those transformations. It's a lot to do, but once you get it all together, it comes together, you know, pretty solidly. The underside of the ship, you know, just the front side, doesn't like to sit flush. I could be doing something wrong. I don't know. It does have its fiddle factor, but nothing to a frustrating degree. Definitely some room for improvement. There are some clearance issues when you're transforming him. Once you get them all together in aircraft carrier mode, some things hold together a little too well to where getting it undone can be a little bit of a pain. But again, nothing to a frustrating degree. Looks good. It feels good. Plastic quality wise, the plastic feels nice and solid. Feels like some good quality plastic. I've encountered no issues with it. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how this whole combiner is going to turn out. So there you go. Now you can get this figure from bombusb.net. I'll put a link to their site in the description down below so you can check that out. You can also check out BigBadToyStore.com for your transforming robot needs. As always, linked in the description down below so you can check that out as well. And I think that's it. So don't forget to check out EmGo's, check out Love, Peace, Paranormal, follow me on Twitter, all of that good stuff down in the description below. And I think that's pretty much all there is to say. So there is the ToysEasy ZHU RONG. And this is EmGo saying, remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old. You grow old because you stop playing. Be geek! Be proud. Bomb in your face.
Ah, hello there. You're new around here. My name is Optimus Prime, leader of the Autobots. Say, would you like to join us in our fight against evil? What's the pay? Pay? What's the pay? Yeah, I mean, I don't work for free. Well, I mean, isn't doing good its own reward? Seriously, dude? Seriously? Okay, so let me guess. This war of yours has been going on for millennia, and there's no real end in sight. Well, yeah. See? There's your problem. If you actually paid these guys, maybe they'd have incentive to finish the job. Hey, that is actually a good point. Dang it!